Have you ever lain down at night, completely tired, and your mind just would not stop? You close your eyes, but the thoughts keep coming. What you said this morning, what you need to do tomorrow, a problem you cannot solve, a worry you cannot put down. You are exhausted, but your mind is still running. Or maybe this has happened to you. You are sitting outside, the sky is blue, the air is quiet, a beautiful moment, and instead of feeling it, you are somewhere else, thinking about an email, replaying a conversation, planning something that has not happened yet. Your body is still, but your mind is 1,000 miles away. This is not a small problem. This is the problem of our time. We live in a world that never stops. Notifications come every few minutes. News never ends. Social media pulls at your attention all day long. Our brains were not built for this level of noise. And slowly, quietly, we have forgotten something very important. We have forgotten how to be still. Not just our bodies, our minds. This is a graded lesson for English learners who want more than words. It is for your mind, your peace, your inner life. Today, we are going to look at something ancient, something that has helped people find stillness for hundreds of years. It comes from Zen. And at its heart is one simple idea: the empty mind. Now, when you hear those two words, you might think it means blank, switched off, like a screen with nothing on it. But that is not what it means, not at all. A truly empty mind is awake, clear, present. It does not carry what it does not need. An empty mind is not a blank mind. It is a free mind. By the end of this lesson, something will shift. You will understand why your mind never stops. And more importantly, you will have real tools to help it breathe again. 4 ancient Zen techniques. Simple, quiet, powerful. The journey starts now. Let us start with a simple question. When was the last time you did nothing? Not sleeping, not resting with music on, not scrolling through your phone, just sitting, quiet, with nothing in your hands and nothing playing in your ears. For most people, the answer is, I cannot remember. And if you try it right now, just sitting still for 5 minutes with no input at all, something interesting happens. The mind does not become quiet, it becomes louder. Thoughts rush in. To-do lists, old conversations, worries about the future, random memories, an uncomfortable feeling that you should be doing something. That stillness feels wrong somehow, like you are wasting time. None of this reflects a personal weakness. None of it means you are anxious or broken. What it reflects is how modern life has quietly rewired your brain. Here is something important to understand. Your brain runs on a chemical called dopamine. Dopamine is connected to reward and novelty. Every time something new appears, your brain releases a little dopamine. It feels good. It says, pay attention to this. Stay here. Now think about your phone. Every notification is new. Every scroll brings something different. Every video, every headline, every message is a small hit of novelty. Your brain gets dopamine again and again and again. Over time, your brain adjusts. It begins to expect this level of input. It begins to need it. Silence, stillness, doing nothing. All of these start to feel uncomfortable because your brain is waiting for the next hit of new. We are, in a way, ancient hardware running on 24/7 software updates. Our brains were built for a different world, a quieter world, a world with long stretches of nothing in between moments of action. That space, that emptiness between things was not wasted time. It was when the mind process healed and reset. But we have taken that space away. And we feel it. You feel it as tiredness that does not go away even after sleep, a low hum of anxiety in the background of your day, the strange loneliness of being surrounded by people and content and yet feeling somehow hollow inside. The mind is full, but it is not fed. There is a meaningful difference between a busy mind and a free mind. A busy mind is always moving, always reacting. It jumps from one thought to the next like a stone skipping across water, fast but never deep, productive feeling but producing very little peace. A free mind can move too, but it can also stop. It can sit with one thought. It can enter silence without fear. It can be here in this moment without needing anything else. A busy mind is loud. A free mind is clear. The people who understood this best were not modern scientists. They were ancient teachers, monks, warriors, poets. They lived in a very different time, but they faced the same fundamental problem. A mind that cannot be still is a mind that cannot see clearly. And so they developed practices, simple, patient practices that anyone could do. No mountain temple required, no years of study, practices that worked. We call their tradition Zen, and it begins with a word that changed how millions of people understood the human mind. Mushin, no mind. More than 1,000 years ago, in the mountains of China and Japan, monks sat in silence. They did not sit because they had nothing to do. They sat because they understood something that most people never discover. The outside world would always be loud. The seasons would change. Wars would come and go. People would argue, love, lose, and begin again. But inside there was something that did not have to move. They called the practice Zen. And at its center was a state of mind called Mushin. Mushin. Two simple sounds, but a very deep meaning. Mu means nothing or no. Shin means mind or heart. Together, no mind. But do not let that translation confuse you. Mushin does not mean unconscious, not dull, not empty like a forgotten room. Mushin is the opposite of that. It is a mind so clear, so open, so present that it carries nothing unnecessary. No old anger in the corner, no future worry on the chest, no endless inner commentary about what is happening, what should be happening, or what happened 3 years ago. Just this, just now, just aware. One of the great teachers of Mushin was a Japanese monk named Takuan Soho, who lived in the 1600s. He is remembered not only as a monk, but as a teacher to samurai warriors. And what he taught them was surprising. He told them not to think, not during a fight, not in a moment of danger. Because a mind that pauses to think also pauses to act. A warrior who considers where to move his sword has already lost a fraction of a second. And in that fraction, everything can change. The warrior who moves from Mushin does not decide. He simply responds. The movement comes from somewhere deeper than thought, clean, immediate, free. You are probably not a samurai, but the principle holds for all of us. When the mind is crowded with judgment, worry, and old stories, we cannot respond to life clearly. We react from the past. We react from fear. We are somewhere else entirely. Mushin brings you back. There is a beautiful image Zen teachers have used for centuries to explain this. They call it blue sky mind. Imagine the sky on a clear day, deep, still, and wide. Now imagine clouds moving across it. Small clouds, large clouds, dark ones, white ones, they come. They travel slowly, and they go. The clouds are your thoughts. The sky is your mind. Clouds are natural. Thoughts are natural. The problem begins when we forget that we are the sky. We start to believe we are the clouds. We move with them, spin inside them, get lost. Zen practice is simply this: remembering that you are the sky. The clouds will come. Let them come. The sky does not chase them away. The sky does not hold them either. The sky simply is. And so can you. Now we come to the practice. Not the philosophy, not the history, the actual thing you can do today. In your home, your room, with no special equipment and no previous experience. The first technique is called Zazen. Za means sitting. Zen means meditation. Sitting meditation. That is all it is. But do not let the simplicity fool you. This is one of the most powerful things a human being can do. At the heart of Zazen is a principle called shikantaza, a Japanese phrase that means just sitting, nothing more, just sitting. No goal, no target, no achievement to reach. You are not trying to become calmer or wiser or more spiritual. You are just sitting. And that is exactly what makes it so difficult and so transforming. We are people who always need a reason. We exercise to lose weight. We work to earn money. We rest to recover for tomorrow. Every action has a purpose. Every minute has a return. But Zazen asks you to sit for no return at all, to give your time to nothing, to simply be present with yourself without needing that moment to become anything. This goes against everything modern life has taught us, and that is precisely why it works. Here is how to do it. Find a quiet place. It does not need to be silent. Sit down. You can use a chair with both feet flat on the floor, or sit cross-legged on a cushion or folded blanket. What matters is that your back is straight, not stiff like a soldier, straight like a tree, tall and relaxed at the same time. Place your hands gently in your lap. Left hand resting inside the right, both palms facing up, thumbs lightly touching to form a soft oval. This is called the cosmic mudra. It simply means held open and at rest. Keep your eyes slightly open, looking downward at about a 45-degree angle. Not focused on anything, just soft and present. This keeps you awake. Begin to breathe naturally. Do not control the breath. Just let it happen. Your body knows how to breathe. Let it do its work. And now, just sit. Thoughts will come. Of course they will. This is not failure. A thought arriving during meditation is like a bird landing on a branch outside your window. You did not invite it. Simply notice it and return your attention to your breath, your body, this moment. Again and again and again. Many people say, I cannot meditate because my mind will not stop. But this is exactly like saying, I cannot exercise because my muscles are weak. The weakness is the reason to begin, not the reason to stop. Start with 5 minutes. Set a quiet timer and simply sit. No phone, no music, no input of any kind. Do this every day for 1 week. You will be surprised what begins to change. Not because you found silence, but because you stopped running from the noise. The second technique requires nothing but a small shift in where you stand inside your own mind. You can do it on a bus, at your desk, standing in a line at the supermarket, even in the middle of a difficult conversation. We talked about the sky and the clouds. Let us go deeper now, because it is not just a pretty image. It is a precise description of how the mind actually works. Here is what normally happens when a strong thought arrives. Something triggers you, a message from someone that upsets you, a memory arriving without invitation, a worry about money, health, someone you love. The thought appears and immediately you are inside it. Not watching the cloud, you are the cloud, spinning, carried by it across the sky. By the time you realize what happened, an hour has passed, or a whole day colored by that one feeling. This is what Zen calls being lost in the mind. Nearly all of us experience this constantly, without noticing. The practice here is not resistance. Trying to push a thought away only makes it return stronger. Resistance gives it power. The practice is distance. Change where you are standing. When a strong thought or emotion arrives, pause. Take one slow breath and quietly say to yourself, I notice that I am thinking about this, or I notice that I am feeling this. That small phrase creates space. Suddenly, you are not the anger, you are the one noticing the anger, not the worry, the one watching the worry pass through. And in that space, something remarkable becomes possible. You can choose how to respond. In Zen, this inner observer has no name, no identity, no story, simply awareness itself, clear and open, waiting beneath every thought like a sky beneath every cloud. You do not need hours of practice to find it. You simply need to pause for one breath and look. Look at the thought instead of through it. Be the sky, not the cloud. The third technique is for everyone who has ever thought, I do not have time to meditate. And honestly, that is most of us. Life is full. Mornings are rushed. Evenings are tired. The idea of carving out a quiet half hour can feel like one more thing on a list that is already too long. But what if stillness did not require stillness? This is Kinhin, Zen walking meditation. One of the most practical gifts the ancient masters left us. Kinhin was traditionally practiced between periods of seated Zazen. The monks would sit, then rise, and walk, then sit again. The walking was not a break from practice, it was a continuation. The same quality of attention simply carried into movement. Presence is not a place you go, it is something you carry. Here is how Kinhin works. Walk very, very slowly, much slower than normal. Each step takes about the time of one full breath. Breathe in and your foot lifts. Breathe out and your foot settles back onto the ground. One breath, half a step. Hold your hands gently in front of your body, one resting inside the other close to your chest. Eyes looking softly downward just ahead of your feet. And walk. Feel the ground beneath your feet. The small shift of weight from heel to toe. The way your ankle moves, your knee bends, your hip turns. Things that happen thousands of times a day without any awareness. Now you are here for them. You do not need a monastery for this. Think about the small journeys inside your day. Walking from your car to your office. Moving from your bedroom to your kitchen. Going down a corridor, climbing a staircase, crossing a room. Moments we normally pass through completely unconscious. Your body goes, but your mind is already somewhere else. Kinhin asks you to show up for these moments. Not all of them, just sometimes. Choose one small journey each day and give it your full attention. Slowly, quietly, feeling every step. The noise of the world does not go away, but you are no longer inside it. Peace is not the absence of noise. Peace is a place inside you that the noise cannot reach. One step, one breath, here. That is enough. The fourth technique is the smallest one. It takes no time. It needs no special place, no cushion, no slow walking required. It is simply a pause, 3 seconds, maybe 5. A small gap between what happens to you and what you do next. And inside that gap, everything can change. Most of us do not lose our peace on a meditation cushion. We lose it in ordinary moments, in a conversation that goes the wrong way, in a message that immediately tightens something in our chest, in a moment of frustration at work, at home, in traffic, with ourselves. Something happens, and before we realize it, we have already reacted, already said something we cannot take back. In Zen, this is called being asleep. Not asleep in your bed, asleep in your life. Moving through your day on automatic, pushed and pulled by every wave that comes. Waking up means creating space between the wave and your response, between what happens and what you choose to do. Here is the practice. The next time a strong emotion begins to rise, whether irritation, anxiety, hurt, or the sudden heat of anger, do one thing first. Stop. Just 3 seconds. Breathe in through your nose. Let it out slowly through your mouth. Notice what is happening inside you. I am feeling this. I do not have to act right now. That is all. There is an old Zen image for this. White silk. Before white silk is dyed, it can become any color. Clean, open, full of possibility. Once it takes a color, that is what it is. Your reactions are like that. Before you react, you are still open. You can respond from your clearest self rather than your most frightened or most tired self. But the moment you react without pausing, the silk takes a color. And often it is not the color you would have chosen. The pause keeps the silk white. In the beginning, this will be hard. Emotions will be faster than your intention. You will forget. You will react first and remember the practice afterward. This is normal. This is human. But every time you do catch yourself, you are building something. A small muscle of awareness, a habit of space. Over time, that space grows. The gap between what happens and how you respond becomes a place you actually live in. A place from which you can see clearly, speak honestly, and act with intention rather than impulse. This is Mushin in ordinary life. Not on a mountain, here, in your kitchen, in your relationships, in all the small, difficult moments that make up a human day. Freedom always begins with a pause. We have come a long way together in this lesson. We began with that familiar feeling, the mind that will not stop, the tired body and the thoughts that keep running, the beautiful moment that you cannot quite touch because something inside you is already somewhere else. We looked at why this happens, not because you are weak or broken, but because the modern world has slowly, quietly taken away the spaces where the mind used to breathe. We traveled back to the mountains of ancient Japan. to monks who understood that the noise was never the real problem. The problem was forgetting who you are beneath the noise. And we found 4 techniques, simple, ancient, completely available to you right now. So let us bring them together. Lesson 1, just sit. Find 5 minutes today and simply sit. Back straight, hands open, eyes soft. Let the thoughts come, let them go. Return to your breath. That returning again and again is the whole practice. Take that 5 minutes today, not next week, today. Lesson 2, watch the clouds. The next time a strong thought arrives, pause before you become it. Step back inside yourself. Remember that you are the sky. The cloud is passing through. It is not you. It never was. The sky was always there, beneath every cloud. Lesson 3, walk slowly. Choose one small journey in your day and walk it with full attention. One corridor, one staircase. Feel the ground. Feel the breath. Let your body be somewhere your mind actually joins. Presence is not a place you go, it is something you bring. Lesson 4, pause before you react. When the wave comes, stop for 3 seconds. One breath, one moment of noticing. Keep the silk white. Respond from your clearest self, not your most frightened one. The gap is where your freedom lives. 4 lessons, 4 doors into the same room. A room that has always been inside you, waiting quietly patient as a sky. Choose one. Stay with it this week. Let it become familiar before you add another. Stillness is not built in a day, but it is built. One breath, one step, one pause at a time. The world will not slow down for you. The notifications will keep coming. The demands will keep arriving. The noise of modern life will not stop because you have decided to find peace. But you can slow down inside the world. You can carry something quiet at your center even when everything around you is moving fast. You can be the sky even when the clouds are dark. This is what the Zen masters practiced. This is what Mushin points toward. Not a perfect mind, not a mind without thoughts, a mind that is free, open, present, unafraid of its own silence. An empty mind is not a blank mind. It is a free mind. That mind is yours. It was always yours. You are simply remembering how to return to it. Thank you for spending this time with me today. If this lesson brought something useful into your day, leave a comment below and tell me which of the 4 techniques you will try first. And if you are here to improve your English listening through these lessons, you are doing something wonderful. Keep going, keep listening, keep returning. Until next time, be still, be present, be free.